Okay, it is again late. It is 2:26 a.m. and it's time to start my work hours. So we've got our 1024 screen. This is what it looks like for small desktops, 13-inch MacBooks, iPad Pros, and landscape orientation tablets. So I'm pretty happy with what we got here. However, we need more. So when I'm scrolling through here, I noticed this is going to be like our first big challenge is going to be when to make these into fours, into a row of four, and when to start making this look like this, right? So when we get to about 1200, that's kind of where these, they're on the edge. I think they've really, I mean, that's as big as they can get. That's as best as the spacing can get. I feel like this is even too much space. I might have to thin that out, but 1200 looks like it's a pretty good break point to kind of clean these up, maybe make them into a 4Z, or if I can't, because I gotta have this. If this is going to turn into 4, this square would probably be like this big, right? So this one really, I don't know if this will look right. Let's see. So these are obviously, so they should be a little taller than this anyway. So maybe I gotta make that, maybe I gotta first make that change because these aren't tall enough. Height. What's our height here? 845. So let's see if I make it 950. And that does nothing. Why? I'm trying to check to see any of the other styles on here to see why this isn't letting me change the height. You want to do that, yeah. Interesting. So there's no other styles preventing me from doing that. Unless I do. So I move its top. If I move him up, and what if I remove height and add a bottom of 0 or negative 100 pixels? Does that do anything? No. And this is position absolute. I don't understand why it's not doing it. It's not accepting the height. Or maybe it's, maybe it is. So this is right. Maybe that's why I have to increase this height. Okay. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, that looks about from here to here. So that looks good from here to here. Yeah, that looks good. So okay, so we got split right. So this is 1024. Okay, so we got on our right on 1024. We want to go to 586. Or, well, that's not going to matter right now. So we want to go to split. That's going to be up here in, let's say, 1024. So split dot right. We have a top of 39. let's just say 40. And then 1, or is it 2? Height of 500, we're going to make that 635. There we go. So I like that better. Upon further review, it looked like this was taller than this, so I needed to do that. I mean, we do have a gap that's supposed to be between here, but because we don't have the other squares with it to kind of add to it, I don't feel like we need. I don't feel like we need it. I guess we can always try it. Let's see what it looks like. So 1. Let's add a border bottom of 5 pixels, solid white. Let's make that. I guess that's what that would look like. I think I like it actually. Maybe that's what I should have done. Yep, so we're going to do that on 1. Right, split, right, 1, right here. Let's see what happens down here. Yep, and we got it down here, but I want, looks like I want the construction right. I want his top to be different because this is too low. That's way too low. So we're going to move him up right about there. So we're going to close this guy, go to construction, small desktop, right, and we're going to do top. What was that? 64. Let's do 65, even number, or odd number, but feels right. So that, yeah, that looks better. We got to add that bar. Okay, I like that. So that's okay. I mean, always take these cursory glances over your sites, look over your work, make sure you didn't miss anything, because it's easy to do that. Or maybe you see something that you missed or that you ignored, and you want to try it. And I think this is a much better result. So let's get down to business at 1200. Let's zoom out because I want to see it. So at 1200, we still got this 4. This is a pretty, I wouldn't say a common desktop size, but it is a. I'm wondering if this is. But if we make them smaller, it would, like the text would have to be smaller, and this if we make this text smaller than this text, it's not going to look right. So I think we keep the cards as they are for 1200 because we don't want to be changing the font sizes to fit smaller cards in this section. So we're just going to leave this. And this brings me to the pain in the ass. So this is what to do with you. So when we get bigger, obviously they don't stay over on the side just because of the nature and the way I built it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it its own self-contained image group. So I'm just going to round off these corners and just make it one of those image sections that like a side-by-side. We're just going to ignore having to make it fully responsive because honestly that would just take too much work that is needed for a website like this, and I don't think it would really add anything to it to make it 100% responsive. Because as this grows and gets bigger, it's got to push this content away from it. And then, if we're on a 2500 pixel screen, this is freaking gigantic compared to this small little section. So we don't want to make this 100% responsive. So we have to figure out solutions. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to this guy, right? Let's close this just to keep things neat and tidy. All right, we're going to go to painting. So we have regular desktop here, but we're going to add a media query. for 1200. And what do we want to call this? In between? Doesn't matter. So this is going to be split.right 1. Border radius, so we're going to do the top left and top right. So what is it, 47 pixels? So I got that, and then so display right 2. We want the bottom left and right, so it's going to be 0 top left, 0 top right, 47 bottom right, 47 bottom left, right? So that's what I'm looking at right now, is just making it look like this, and I think that works. I like it. It's it feels pretty self-contained. Let's see what happens down here. So let's get you while we're here. So we're going to do construction. Okay, yeah, because the construction has its own. So we're going to close this. Well, actually, let's copy this whole thing, and we're going to go to construction in between here. We're going to do U. So 1, we want top left and right. That's good. And then for U, oh no, I want this. For U, pop it, and there we go. So now we got these two sections, but I do want to close this gap. So I know this is, so on the right one we have these translate 20x's. So I want to do construction right. I just want to get rid of that translate. Honestly, we don't need it right now. Transform translate x back to 0. So that brought that closer. And then this one, split right. Let's go up to painting. In between, split right. And we can also do transform none. So that brings that closer. Are you still off? And you notice in our little container here, it looks like it's still just outside of it. So that transform is off. I'm not sure why it's doing that. But I think that's fine. Yeah, that's a healthy amount of space. Definitely on the high side for space, but I think it works. Because I think if you bring them any closer, it just feels too claustrophobic. Okay, so now we got those guys fixed. Now I gotta fix this guy. So we gotta look at the pill. Let's close you up and go up to experience right here. Again, so we're gonna be at, how did this get all the way to, oh, that's right, I dragged it to 15. So about 1300 is where things start going wacky. So let's save that. Anything else that needs 1200? Let's see. What else do we need to do on 12? So I think this is fine. Is it growing still? Yeah, that's getting weird. Yeah, that gets weird as we get bigger. I would like them to stay like that. So what are they right now? 340 wide. So 1200. Okay, yeah, we're gonna mess with this because this is too skinny actually. Portfolio. We're just gonna steal this one. All right, and this is the annoying part about doing 100% responsive websites is you grow the screen and see where things don't look right or where the design breaks, like up here where this design broke, and then create separate media queries to target them. So we're gonna do this. I want on my portfolio image. I want you to be a width 340. And then what was that height? When they were 340. Okay, that was, let's see, 452. Let's just say height 460. Which, by the way, what is happening here? So about 771. So here's, okay. Here's this going up, going up. So this one's only 1,000 pixels wide. We're not using this one because this is weird. So around 733. I think at 6. Now let's do 600. Let's do a 600 one. Since we're not using landscape mode, let's go ahead and commandeer it. So we're gonna do 600 because I don't like the way this looks at 600 pixels. We're gonna do better. So I'm gonna make this wider. You never know who's using a 600 pixel screen, but I like to be 100% responsive. So even this obscure, weird little breakpoint, I still want to cover it. So we're looking at height 418 pixels. 418 pixels, and then our width, because that is clearly not enough. We're going to do 3,000. So, are these centered appropriately? Yeah, they're centered. Okay, so now let's see what happens. Yeah, see, okay, it's jumping. That's 880. Interesting. So it gets, I guess this looks okay for 1,000. This is small desktop. That looks fine. I think I want to maintain 550. I think I want to maintain this height. So I'm going to make this 550. No, wait, sorry. Here. So on 1200 plus pixels, I want to maintain, I kind of like this, I like this size. I think on 1200 it got too fat. So we're getting really skinny here. $11.49. Honestly, at 1024, let's just, I don't want it to be responsive anymore. So honestly, we can just, let's keep it right here. Let's get rid of this. We can save ourselves a media query. So this is already good enough at 1024. I like that size. Let's just maintain that. Because how big are these guys? How wide? Okay, so they're not even the width they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be about 300. So they're a little bigger than they're supposed to be, but they're not as tall. So I think we can get away with that. I think we'll make them this size when they're ready. So I think, because this is 1440 wide, so I think this, maybe at 1300 I'll do this, but make them smaller. You know, I'll make a smaller version of this, and then we can touch up on getting these guys added at maybe 1300. Let's see what this looks like. So I think that's fine, but let's again, we're looking at 1200 right now, so I think that's solved. We solved that. That looks better. It's not as skinny and boring. We might be able to bring these guys back. I think I want to do that. So let's see. Let's just check everything else. And as I suspected, everything else is fine. So I guess let's try and bring these guys back. First, how tall are you? Excuse me. 785 height. So let's just start that. 785. That's as tall as it will ever supposed to be. So that's good. We got that already settled. And these are set height and width now, so this section should not grow. So that means these guys should be able to stay put where they are. So we're going to do these. Let's see, where were they? Let's see if we can remember where they're hiding. Okay, line, top. Let's just, because I can't, a lot of these are collapsed. So let's go to expand recursively on this section so that it opens everybody. And there we go, there's our line. So I want to do, see, they got display none on portfolio line. And that's what we're going to fix for 1200. So I guess let's bring it back. I guess I wasn't done yet. Welcome back, 1200. It's nice to see you. All right, we're going to do portfolio line. Just display block to bring it back. Okay, so yeah, obviously work on you guys. You are supposed to be height 21. So I'll take this. Pixels. Okay, that looks nicer. So that means our let's see. There we go. That means this. Our portfolio dot line. That means it needs to be height of 21 pixels. Okay, cool. Now I think we need to shove. We need to shove this down some more. Because I don't see that yellow. That's what we want to see. Does this not have a border radius on it? Okay, I want to fix that. This is supposed to be the line. So top, we want top to override styles. So it's on the bottom. Border radius, so we want 10. Let's just do 11. Half of 21 is like 10.5, so let's round up. So it's 10, 11 there. 0, 0, 11. Oh, that's right. I didn't save the new bottom or top value. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, so top 11 on line before. Top 11 pixels. Okay, I think that looks, yeah, we got a border radius there now. So now we need to position our line exactly where we want it. Oops. So it happens when you don't actually click on it. There. So width, where's your width? Because we need to make this long. There we go. We need to make this like, since this is like the end game positioning, I'm gonna 2000 pixels actually. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm stupid. 1, 2, 3 pixels. I keep trying to save. All right, so that's that. That looks good. So width 2, 1, 2, 3 pixels. Now let's do our top. Let's get this positioned right. So this goes up. I'm gonna go up a lot more because we're gonna end up moving this to the right. And it looks like you're missing a border radius. All right. We need portfolio. This is the before. Yeah, you're pulling the wrong border radius. So I want portfolio.top. Before. And I want border radius. Yes. Let me see if that's specific enough. Yeah, that's specific enough. Okay. Then we got that border radius. Now I'm going to redo the dang top. All right, let's try this again. Now that I can see that I got the border radius is fixed. So let's do a top of like 93. Okay, let's move this over some. This way. And we definitely need to go over a lot. I think right there should be fine. So that means our top value has to go higher. I think that's good. Okay, so portfolio top, we're gonna go top negative 147, and then a margin left of 285. There we go. So again, that that little trick that we do where we set its left value, it has to be position absolute. We set its left value to 50%, and then we use margin left to push it from the center, either left or right, so that it is, excuse me, it's like I burped and swallowed at the same time. It is absolutely positioned right here. Instead of positioning off the right side of the container, which changes, it stays right there as the screen grows. Like it's not going to move with the side. So that's why we do it that way. And I think this yellow actually has to come. Yeah, we have to come back a little more on this yellow. So let's see, where are you at here? Yellow. Yeah, yellow. Margin left. Oh, that's the whole darn thing. Oh, I see what I have to do. I have to adjust the green, which is the pseudo element. So left. Let's adjust this. There, I think that's better. So portfolio line before. Left. Negative 17. Yeah, that's a little better. So now we got to deal with this, the bottom one. Now that we get our top. Is that actually too high? No, that looks fine. Does look like I need to move over it a little bit. but we'll adjust that another day. So we're gonna bring this guy back. So I think yellow is the line, right? Okay. So our bottom, let's do, yeah, I think we got a long way to go. Let's do -1000. Let's do -8. Oh, we got quite a while to go. Bottom. Let's go down, down, down. Because I know we're going to have to keep going left. So let's try 21, 22, 3. I think that should be good. 23, and our bottom, let's move this down. Okay. So, portfolio bottom. Copy that. And we're going to margin left of -2345. What a number. And then bottom of -94. So that's placed. Let's fix these border radiuses. So I need portfolio bottom before. We're going to get you. So we want 11 pixels. Okay, so 0, 11, 11, 0. Okay, 0, 11 pixels, 11 pixels, 0. And we're also going to put that on the bottom. There you go. So they both got their little, ball over here. So now we got to just we got to move. Which one's the pseudo? I think the green is the pseudo. So we have to move this up. Portfolio bottom before, bottom before. This is line before, so I think this is it's pulling from the basic one, so I think we just got to override this with portfolio bottom before. So let's just do a top. What is this? What happens when we move this up or down? There you go. It's top. I like 9. Let's do top. -9 pixels. Let's see if this selector is specific enough. And it is. And what we're going to do is we also have to move this to be on over. So left, we're going to adjust. It should be good. Actually, I think we need more. On top, 9. Yeah, it should be 10. Left, 20. So -10. Left 20. Okay, that looks good. Now let's just move this up a bit. Now that we have our spacing right, I think that, yeah, that looks pretty close. Okay, so portfolio bottom. Bottom of -90 instead of 94, actually. Okay, so that's what those guys look like. And I'm wondering, is it too early to bring in the circles? Put these right. Yeah, if we put these right, yeah, I think so. These are pretty close. I wonder if I need more space. Because if we put these here, these would be too close anyway, so. Process. We're at 12. So let's add a padding bottom to the, let's close these guys. So process, I want, it's going to borrow you, and at 1200, I want your padding bottom. Let's add 100 pixels. Is that enough? Is that doing anything? Let's do 200. I think that's better. It just felt too close anyway, with or without the circles. But if do I do the circles? Do I do them now or? Well, let's just do them now. That way they're already made. And if they suck, then I just hide them until, I don't know, 1300. So let's do 1200. Zoom out, come on. So that's what we got to work with. Yeah. I think I can make it. I think I can do it. So, zoom in here. Just wondering how I can decide where these are getting placed, which I don't think I'll ever be able to figure out. We're just have to eyeball this based on this kind of a container size. So, portfolio. Let's do port bubbles. Let's close you, portfolio, and we're going to do, here we go. I like to have labels in between. So right here, come on. All my bubbles. Let's do bubbles on top because they are the most. They are technically the topmost element. Okay, so we're gonna do port bubbles. We're gonna make this height 405 and a width of 244. I round that up, and I want it to be position absolute, and let's just set it to the top 0 and right 0 right for now so you can see it. And inside port bubbles, we got, oops, that's a little bit less right there. So let's copy and paste this. And the bubble. Let's just create our bubbles in one tab. So they are going to be 65, 30, 60, 39. Okay, so they're all going to be different ones. So I guess the only thing that they're going to really share in common is a background of primary and a border radius of 50%. So I think that's the only shared common denominator between them. So now that we got these guys, we don't see them because they need heights, but I think there's bubbles. So it's gonna show up right here. So let's get this set up. Port bubbles, and we're gonna do .1. And we're just gonna copy and paste these. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just to get those set up. Okay, so bubble 1. Let's make it this one. You are going to be a height of 109 and width 109 pixels. And you are going to have an opacity of 0.65 from right here. And based on your position in here, let's just say you're going to be, they're also all going to be position absolute. And then bubbles has a position on it. Okay, so that's good. So this one's going to be a top of, let's just say top 20. And let's give it a left value of, I don't know. It won't tell me that value unless I do this. So that width is 56. So let's do width left, 56 pixels. Now let's just do that same trick. Okay, 12. It's 12. Top 12. That's neat. I guess that's how I'll position all of these. So let's do number 2. Let's just copy all these because we're going to use them for. We're going to use these properties for all of them. So instead of typing them all out, let's just add them in and tweak them. So this one's going to be 199, right? At 30%. And then your values are going to be is that 22? Yeah, that's about 22 from the left. Okay, and then let's hide this guy for now. Uh-oh. Actually, let's change your opacity to 100 so I can see you. We're going to remove this guy. Remove this guy. Now I can see you. $23 from the top. All right, so the top. Oh, did I get this mixed up? It says 22. And that's 23. Yeah, that's 22. That's 23. Or is it? Oh, yeah, it's 24. Okay, great. Now let's undo all that nonsense. There we go. Okay. Now, we're going to do this guy. So we're on 3. So his width is a 35er. Opacity is 39%. And then what are your values? I guess I gotta get closer. It's trying to snap to grid. Ah, dang it. That is going to be 137. 13. Oops. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. We're at 137. And 224. I'm be interested to see how accurate these are if you're doing it this way. This is before, so that's 75. Let's just collapse this so I don't get confused. $75, opacity 60%, and let's get that value. It's gonna be width. Okay, 156. 156. And then top of height 214. Then we got this little guy. Let's get rid of 4. And now we're on 5. Let's see, 20. Opacity 39. Oh, I know how exciting it is to watch this. Yeah, this is the nitty gritty of it all, man. Like trying to make shapes like this. Top. Let's just add like 2 pixels to that. So that's a height of 314, so let's just make it 316. 316. Let's add 2 pixels to that, so that is 192, so 194. 194. Close you. And last but not least, Mr. 47 width. Opacity 65, wonderful. And you are left. Let's add 2 pixels, 115, 117. And your top is 353. Okay, so these are all positioned absolutely relative to their box. So everything has to do with left of this, top of this. So let's see if that works. So we're looking at this. Let's save. That sucked. Let's see. That's our box. Oh, that's right. It's left and it's top and left from their center. Mother. Okay. Well, now that I screwed that up. So, box number 1. Midpoint, left 110. Midpoint is a height of 69. I really hate it when your stupidity causes you to do more work. Okay, midpoint, top, height, 147 for 2. Top, 147. At least this alpha is going to go by a lot faster. Midpoint, 122. Left, 122. Great, on to 3. 3 was 35. Yeah, so let's line that up. And midpoint of that is 156. Height 224. Oh, well, 244. I had 24 up to 20. 244. Okay, that's done. be this guy. Midpoint, all right, 194 left on 4. Left, 194. And what change? Okay. And midpoint is 254. 254. Close up on that. We're going to do number 5. $325 from the top. And 205 from the left. Close that up just so that we know what we're working with. And number 6. $141 left. $378 from the top. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And when we save, it's still fucked up. God bless him. What the heck is going on here? All right. I'm even dumber than I thought. So, I guess here's the dealio. I'm going to have to manually position them. These suck. Okay. So now what I want to do, how do I, okay, so we're going to do this just so I can see them. So around bubble, border 1 pixel solid, black, not on the bubbles, on bubble. That's our box. That is what we are working with. So we want 1, height 50. Nope. Let's do 20. Nope. Let's try 15. Now look closer. Cool. All right, left. Actually, let's bring our dev tools up. Okay, there's that. Left, 59. Close you up, and 2. We're gonna do a big boy. Come in a little closer. I think we need more. Come up a little more. Yeah, looks good to me. Top. 52. And left. Where we at left is 25. Great. Close you off. Number 3. Number 3 is going to be little man right here. So I want you to be up more. think I need you to come left some more. Let's do that. 222. Left 147. And then we're going to do 4. Let's close up 3 so we don't get confused. 4. So you're going to come over left some more, or top. And left. So we're going to overlap in 3 spots. Not like enough overlap there, but we need to come left a little more. So I'm looking for this little triangle. I'm looking for this shape here, and I think I come up a little bit. I think that's it. So top 217, left 163. Cool. And I think this is placed right, and then I'm gonna place you. So you're kind of close to the bottom, right there. And I think you come over some more. I think that's it. So top on 6. Top is 352. Left is 130. And there it is. That looks a lot closer. That's better. Let's put this back where we found it. So, okay. Now we can remove our border. And let's position you. Put bubbles. Yeah, we also got, and we got line bottom and line top. So we got this top. So bubble top, bubble bottom. So this is a problem where you have identical classes for 2 separate elements. So this one had a bottom, and this was also bottom, but they're going to be battling against each other for supremacy. So we need to be more specific with this one and give it its own, I guess, identifier: bubble top, bubble bottom. That's better. So I obviously want bubbles to be the index. I want you to be on top of everything. Let's just say 100 there, and I want to have you come down. Where are you at on here? I think you kind of like right there in the middle. Let's go right. Let's go negative. Let's go over a little bit. And let's go up some more. So that's what that looks like. And it works. So top 98. And right, let's go. We're going to go with a negative 37. Or do I? Well, because I don't. This is, when I do that right, negative 37, that means it follows the edge of the container, and I don't want that actually. So we're just going to do left 50%, and my favorite margin left. Let's do negative 300. I don't know how far does that go? Oh, I want to go positive because I want to go right. So 3, 50, 70, 80, 90. That looks fine. So that way, when I move this over, it stays, you know. I don't want it to go forward. I'm just going to keep that there. To 1200. So then, where's this one at? I think he is probably, oh yeah, he's up there. He's doubling up. So this is top and bottom are right here. So let's attack them. So here's the end of bubbles. Port bubbles and dot bubble bottom. So we want this one. Well, we want it to basically rotate 180 degrees. So let's do a transform. Rotate 180 degrees. Right? Where is it? 90. Well, first of all, where are you at? Put bubbles. Bubble bottom. Oh, because it's the same. Maybe I just gotta do bubble bottom. Yeah, that's better. We're gonna do 180 again. Now that I know we're attached. So bubble bottom will go margin left, negative 390. Let's do 450. 500. Well, damn. No. Maybe if I do margin right. 0. And then auto. Let's just move you manually. We're going to like that. So negative 642. 640 for a nice even number. And then, so it has a top value from the previous class. So we're going to set that to auto. And then we're going to go bottom 0. Let's see where that takes us. Right here, when we want it to be, again, about halfway on top. So our bottom has to go up. About right there. So bottom 167. There we go. You know that, yeah, that looks fine. I'm glad we have them here. It adds a little extra pizzazz to this area. So now we have our bubbles done. You know, I'll go through and we'll do animations at the end. I just want to get the finished product done first because I gotta send a homepage demo off as soon as possible. So that's done. That's done. And again, that's all done. So now we got 1200 done. Let's see about, because when we go bigger, so we got this section is fine. And when we get to 1300, that's where we run into issues with this one. So I think that's where we're going to start. Yeah. All right, let's go back to experience. So we're going to close you off. Go up to experience. And we're going to go to regular desktop at 13. You just see how much easier it is to scroll up and down your code and find the sections you need when you have. I just wanted to point that out that, you know, I've been going up and down this entire website almost nearly instantly. So, you know, I definitely recommend adopting this method of doing your code and your media queries. This is good. It's completely game changing. I only recently started doing this within the last few weeks. So let's fix this guy. So at 1300, we got to make this guy. I want it to at least cover that much, so 1800. So let's get our, excuse me. Let's increase this width to whatever it is we need it to be. I don't feel like waiting. Let's just do 17, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Let's do 19. So we're going to have a pill. Oops. Width. And width, what are you doing? Width 19, 15. And now we have to do the pseudo, the before. Come here. So pill before. Yeah. And that should cover that. So now it's looks like we're maintaining this edge over here. So I think that's it could be farther off. So let's play with that. Where is its positioning at? Left 50%. Okay, translate x -1, -55%. So let's do yeah, I think -58. So we're going to change the transform on pill to -58. That looks better. So I think we might be able to. Well, I think later on we can make this a long ways, but overall, see everything's kind of taking. These guys are here. I think at some point when these get bigger, these will move obviously, but for the most part, everything is taken care of. We just got to deal with this. Probably spread these out a little more, and then deal with these guys. And I think we're there. We're almost there, and we got our 1300. Zoom out. So that's our 13. That looks good. That looks good. I don't think we're ready to go lengthwise yet because it's going to be too close to the edge here. So I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep it like this because I just don't think they have enough room yet. I think if we spread them out, they'll probably go like this, and that's just too close. So I don't like things close to the edge. It just, when you have things like that close to an edge, it just looks bad. So you always want to make sure you have enough space around and between your elements. Like here, I mean, if this top was actually right here and this bottom was actually like right here, this pill would feel very claustrophobic. Like there's just not enough space, and this is what you need. Space is a huge thing in design. Using it properly to give your elements room to breathe is very important. So just keep that in mind. Like especially this, some people, if you're inexperienced or you're not thinking about it, they'll just butt up against here. But no, we want to have equal space here and here, roughly. And you want to keep this space here the same, this space here the same. You want to keep everything proportional on your website. So I just wanted to reiterate that fact. But this is our 1300 pixel range, and this looks fine to me. I'm fine with this. So now we just got to decide at what point. So we're gonna obviously go bigger than 1300. So 15 is usually like the next step that I do. So how is everything at 15? How big is this? 1200. So I make this 1450. I still don't have enough room. Let's make this 15. I still don't, apparently I don't have enough room. Okay, so this container is wrapping. Okay, so this is where the problem is. So max width, 100%. Okay, so where can I start? So we're at 1500, so how soon can I clip them in? Actually, thanks Flexbox. I think 1300 is where we can start clipping them in. So we're going to do services container. We're going to go to services 1300. So what? So the services wrapper. Let's see if I can change that. Services wrapper. Yeah, see that max width is still 1200. It's still, because I want this max width. What is it set at? Why is it still not growing? So this is the container around these. These are too squished. We got more room to play with here. These are too squished. But this wrapper is the problem. This wrapper needs to increase its max width, right? So that I could spread these out better. See, this looks a lot better. That's better. But let's see. I'm trying to figure out. Maybe it's just a fundamental flaw of how I tried to set this up without containers. Yeah, you try to be a good guy. You know, try to make clean semantic HTML with as little divs as possible, and then it comes and bites you in the ass later. Because even with this important tag, nothing is registering. So maybe if I make something different, if I have services wrapper. Services wrapper, and let's just set this to override all styles. And okay, that works. So I just add a separate wrapper class and then target it with an important, which you want to use this very rarely, as you don't want to use this, but except in very rare cases, and I think this is one of those rare cases where we have to override this style, and that's the only way to do it. So this looks better. This looks fine. We can finally have our foursies. So it looks good on 13. This looks good on 13. This looks good. This looks good. I still just... I want to bring these in. I don't know, it's bugging me. So left. How big are you right now? 957, because we got a wrapper. So let's do, so we're gonna go to painting. Regular, okay, so we're gonna do dot split, right? Because we want to target both of these guys, and we want to do a max width. I think the max width is 1,000 on this one, so we're going to shrink this. So this wrapper is max width, I guess 1,200, I guess. So let's squeeze this down, because this is too much. It really is. I couldn't take it anymore. That's a better spacing. And it's better spacing. So 1021 pixels. So max width 1021 pixels. And looks like that stayed. Okay, I didn't have to do any important overwriting. I think we're going to wait till we get to 15 to do the split. I think that's what we're going to do. So this looks good. This looks good. This looks fine to me. Got our bubbles. Okay, wonderful. So now let's go to, well, let's look at this really quick, actually. This is, this ain't right. Where does this break? At 1,000, 1,100. Hat max width 1250. Let's take that off. What else is there that's messing with this? Okay, we need that 100%. Nav, what do you got on there? For some reason, this is not. Why are you not doing what I want you to do? So, we got a problem. This nav bar. Well, yeah, I mean, we don't want this. I mean, how big do we want it? What is the main container? About 1256. Let's say 1250 is the main. That's 11. Max width. That should be. That's the max width is where it's supposed to be. But for some reason we have something that's constricting it. And this is part of the investigative process. Our header. Is that it? Yeah, our header. Okay, our header is set to a max width of 11. In the this is in the dark CSS. Interesting. Why are you there? What are you doing in dark CSS? So that is on line 276 in dark CSS. Fascinating. Well, I don't know why this is in dark CSS, honestly. Let's just see what happens when we remove it. Maybe it's just code that got copied. I think we need it. Yeah, we do need it. Otherwise, this button goes way over there. And then we have to add in our other button for schedule now. So I'm going to take this out of dark CSS because why is it there? Core styles. we're just going to put it in here. So the problem we're having here is we want this to stay, this is the container for everything, so we want it to stay a certain width. However, behind it, there's nothing else to cover, so what we got to do, on this navbar menu, what I like to do in these situations is, normally you'd have your header and you just make it the same width and height and just make your header white background, and you have your container that centers this. So maybe that's what I do. Maybe I don't use the header. Maybe, so get rid of this. Maybe it's the navbar. Let me put this on. Let's see. Oh no, I think I used the header because the button. That's why. Yeah, I got the dark mode toggle. I don't want the dark mode toggle in the navigation, so that's why the header. That's okay. That's why the header has the max width, because it is within the header. It is to the right of the navigation, technically, but so that's what we're going to do then. Navbar menu, I'm going to put a pseudo element before that is the same height, and it's going to be like 5,000 pixels wide, and it's just going to cover the back. So let's go in. So navbar menu, 1024, 496 on core styles. All right. Oh, we already got it before. What are we doing with it? We're not doing anything, so we're just going to make this a white. Make this width of 5,000 pixels. Height 100%. Z index -1 in the back. Get rid of this border radius. Why is it there? Get rid of this. Why is it there? So, now I got to position this in the center. 50%. Transform. Translate X. -50%. And so there's that, right? Now we just have to add the border bottom that we have here. And there we go. However, let's remove this and see what's going on. There. For some reason their borders weren't lining up. So navbar, you are 148. Navbar, you're 159. Why? You should be 148 then. And I want you on top. I want you top 0. Alright. So the T should be just above the white line. You are 246 wide. 246 wide. It still seems too tall then. How tall are you? $148. 159. That's 159 with our little border here. Let's just move this down. I guess that's what it's supposed to be. So navbar image, I think that's like up here, top. 9 pixels. So that should be better now, but obviously we gotta fix that later. So let's go back to our 1300. Now that we fixed the shenanigans in the navbar. Yeah, I think this should actually come over some more. What are you doing here? Left to M. I want that to actually be 0. So we're gonna remove that. Oh, never mind. Left 0. Yeah, I want it on the end. So I think we can fit that button in there. Let's see. So what we'll have to do is create. So yeah, it's not part of my. I don't think it. No. Yeah, it's not part of my default. So what we're gonna have to do is add another li with a link, an a tag with a link. That way it is appended to the end of the list. And that's why you want to always work with the list when you do things like this. It's just easier to organize your content. I think that's what we're going to do right now. Yeah, we'll take that to schedule now as well. So we'll take this button. Schedule now. Put that there. And let's see what that looks like. Okay, looks awful. But we're getting somewhere. So I want to target this li to be the schedule. Okay. And since this is in the navbar, we want it to be on all. I want to know where you're getting this padding. Oh, it's from side nav A, so it's the padding on these. So what we need to do is go 1024, 584 in core styles. 584. So here we go. This is where the padding's coming from. It's getting really wild and crazy. So we're going to do dot side nav, dot schedule, padding top 0 and padding bottom 0. Well, I guess that's not good enough. Let's see. So that's A, so maybe that's a maybe that's more specific than this. So if we put a dot schedule, no, that doesn't do it. Oh, so this is targeting the A's. This schedule is an li, so we need to target the A of the li, so the link of the schedule. That's better. So what does it say? Yeah, schedule now. Give me your text. There it is. It's 18 regular Roboto. 18. It's regular. Let's see. Is there a font weight? It feels a little light. I don't know. Font weight normal. Okay. So this is a wacky width. So width of 194. And that fixes that. So this, see this button? I don't like where it's at. It's still a little off. Right there. So at 1300 pixels. That's footer. Yeah, let's see. See, this is how hard it is. I'm trying to do this without the the new way of doing things that I did with the media queries. So I built this template, this navigation template, and everything before I started doing that, and I actually probably should update it because this is kind of old, and I built it when I was still kind of getting started, and I've learned a lot better ways of doing things, so it might be a little outdated, a little rough, but I think I better clean it up soon. Let's see, 1024, so 1300. So I want top dark blue button, top 60 pixels. Why? Oh, dark.css. I'm in core style, so I want to go in dark. That's better. So, and because we added this in desktop, we have to go back to mobile. All right, so here we are on mobile, and when we open up desktop, let's see, it's going to be right. It's going to be right there. So we have to actually go to core styles. We have to go to our mobile. Side nav A, where are you at in the mobile? 409 is where you're at. So here's your side nav A. I'm going to do dot side nav dot schedule A. Okay, so we target this now. I don't know if I want to keep it or not. I'm wondering, because we have a schedule now. We have it here. Why have it here? So the simplest solution is to remove it. And then on desktop, let's just actually find that. There you go. Yeah, so just to bring it back on desktop, we have to display block. So it's hidden here, right? And then it's here. Good. Except why is that? That's a weird hover color. Is that what it does to you now? Oh, that's because these hover colors are yellow for the primary. So that changes this to yellow. So on desktop, yeah, because on hover color var primary, we actually have to change that for, we have to target this one. Hover color 2, 3. There you go. That way when we hover, it doesn't turn yellow. So that's better. I think that's it for that. I don't want these to turn yellow. Yeah, I guess yellow's. Well, let's see. What's the... Okay, you see that contrast ratio of 1.63 with the exclamation point? That's a contrast ratio problem. And that tells us that this text is too bright for the background. You want at least 3.0. So it's hard to do that when you have your brand colors. However, that's what dark mode does. So when you add dark mode to the site, all of a sudden 12.86, hell yeah, wow, we crushed that. So that is one of the reasons why dark mode is huge. It's so important is because when you're dealing with these brand colors or anything else, it enables you to keep those colors and add an option, a second options for people with disabilities like visual sensitivities to light, etc., so that we can maintain those color contrast ratios, right, for these. 12.86, 12.86, but that's what dark mode does. It helps you become ADA compliant regardless of what colors you use, and that's why I make sure to include it on all of my websites. So, but dark mode, so dark mode will be at the end, and then animations will be after dark mode. So I think we're at 1300. So this is our standard desktop size. And just doing another cursory look. I think everything looks fine, except I think this is 1300. We're on desktops now. I think it's about time that we fix this portfolio to look like the portfolio. So that's our next step. I think 1300 is a good screen size to start this on. So it's now 4 o'clock. I think my time has run out for the night. So we're going to tackle this in the next video. And then after we do that, we're gonna make these guys go long ways, and then we're gonna create this, and you know, create these guys, get this all fixed up, and yeah, and then we're done. And it's all over. So see you in the next video.